You see the red carpets, the flashing lights, the million-dollar mansions. But what if I told you some of the biggest stars in the world started with nothing? No home, no support, no guarantees. Just a dream, and nowhere to sleep. These are the shocking true stories of 7 celebrities who were homeless before they became famous. Before she was J-Lo, before the Grammys, the movies, and the Super Bowl halftime shows, Jennifer Lopez was just a teenager with a dream. At 18, she told her mother she was going to be a dancer. Her mom said no, they argued, and Jennifer left home with nothing but her bag and her ambition. She slept on the sofa at her dance studio, took cold showers, ate what she could afford, but years later, she called that moment the turning point. Because that decision to bet on herself would change everything. Steve Harvey has one of the most recognizable voices in entertainment, but at one point no one knew his name. After a failed marriage, he lost his home and was living in his car, a 1976 Ford Tempo. He parked in parking lots, slept in rest stops, showered in public bathrooms. For 3 years, he drifted, performing at small comedy clubs, hoping for a break. And then one night, it came, he got a call from the producers of Showtime at the Apollo. That one gig launched a career, and the man who used to sleep in his car became one of the highest-paid hosts in television history. She's a Bond girl, an Oscar winner, a beauty icon, but Halle Berry's story starts with desperation. As a young actress in New York City, she ran out of money. Fast, she called her mom for help, but her mom said no, and that's when Halle ended up in a homeless shelter. She later said, "It taught me how to survive." That experience didn't break her, it made her stronger. Jim Carrey made the world laugh, but his childhood was no joke. His father lost his job, and the entire family was forced to live in a van for months. They parked behind a factory and tried to make ends meet. Jim dropped out of high school to help support the family. He worked as a janitor, and at night, he practiced comedy. The pain he lived through became the power behind his performances. By the way, click on the subscribe button below to scale up your own performance as well. Before Guardians of the Galaxy, before Jurassic World, Chris Pratt was just a guy living in a van in Maui. He had no job, no money. He lived off leftover food, surfed, and dreamed of something more. One day, while waiting tables at a restaurant, a movie director spotted him. That one moment opened the door to Hollywood. Today, he's worth over $80 million, but it all started in the back of a van. Before Rocky, Sylvester Stallone was broke and sleeping in a bus terminal. He was so desperate, he sold his dog, his best friend, for just $40. Devastated, he locked himself in a room after watching an epic boxing match and wrote Rocky in 3 days. Studios offered him hundreds of thousands for the script, but he refused to sell unless he played the lead. Eventually, he got the deal. Rocky was a smash hit, and with his first paycheck he found the man who bought his dog, and bought him back for $15,000. He is the man with the license to kill, but Daniel Craig was nearly finished before he even started. As a struggling actor in London, he sometimes slept on park benches, cold, hungry, invisible. He took on any role he could, small plays, student films, anything. Eventually, one indie film caught the right attention, and years later, he became James Bond, the highest-paid Bond of all time. Proof that even 007 had to fight to survive. It's easy to think fame is a straight line, but the truth is that these stars were tested long before they were celebrated. They were rejected, homeless and broke, but they never gave up. Their stories remind us that success isn't where you start, it's what you survive. Which story shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments, and if you love the truth behind the fame, hit that like button and subscribe to Fame Files. The next untold story might just blow your mind.